Okay, welcome back, everybody from the internet. I'm Bo from Blazing Blasters. With me tonight is Wanderer and Sim and Zypher, and we're going to be playing a little Tor 1E. This is Chapter 3 of our campaign, entitled Of the Rings of Power and the Ruin of Numenor. That's right, it is a Second Age campaign using Tor 2E. Look it up, Free League Publishing. Look us up too, Blazing Blasters. You might like what you see there. You boys ready to get going?
Yep.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. First, the intro, as I am wont to do. Show it to players. You should be able to see it. And it was said that in the second age of Middle-earth and all ages after, that there ever existed within the hearts of men the kernel of despair. For having some, men want more, and wanting more, they turn to tyranny and other misdeeds. It is no different here in Enedwaith, where the minds of men long were under the shadow of the enemy during the first age of Arda. And, despite the coming of the elves and the men of Westerness thereafter, these men were easily led astray. For violence and banditry are easy callings to those of low nature, and despite being a place of peaceful commerce and happy labor, notice the spelling, the lumberyard of Millard, the woodsman, had caught the attention of such men. Unbeknown to the heroes of our tale, and even to the wise of that day, the rumor of terror had returned to Middle-earth, and had hid itself in far and dark places, or even, at times, in plain sight, playing upon the vices of men. 3 days have passed since the wounded were treated at the lumber mill. 3 days since Baranor, Hallis, and Targon cast their lot with the woodsmen and taught them some small measure of battle and of ambush, and inspired them to great deeds. For 3 nights they laid in wait and kept a watchful eye through the twilight, knowing that wickedness thrives in the gloom, and knowing their enemies' past patterns. This night all has gone quiet. The sun has sunk into the west, and the moon is high in a cloudless sky, covering all with a silver sheen. Baranor, Hallis, and Targon meet briefly in the longhouse before attending the night's watch. And let me get some night sounds here. Wanderer can't hear it though, eh?
Oh wow, that's very cool sounds.
Yeah.
Too bad Wanderer can't hear it.
I'm deprived tonight. Shocking.
So the sun is set, the moon is rising in the sky. As I said in the intro, all is cast in a silver sheen. And the three of you, along with Millard and several of the woodsmen, head into the longhouse to plan the watch for the night. Fortifications have been made. There's really only one good way into the lumber mill at this point, thanks to Baranor and the others who constructed fortifications to kind of funnel in the marauders into a single area, and they've made plans for ambush as well. So I'll let you guys take it away for roleplay.
Baranor um, is, pacing up and down, recounting to himself as he's helped the villagers prepare. In his right hand, he has basically a flask of brandy that he keeps taking swigs from. Targon, do you feel we are prepared for what is to come?
Targon seems to be a long way away again. And he seems to initially kind of misunderstand the question, because he's following his own train of thoughts rather than Baranor's conversation. And he says, yes, Yes, I do feel prepared, brother. These lands, so deep under the sway of the shadow. But they have shown their hand. The evil that dwells here has shown its hand too soon, and we are prepared for it. The men of Westerness shall not lose their resolve so easily. We shall stand. And then he kind of mentally rewinds a second and realizes that Baranor's talking more about the present situation and says, as far as we can be. This is no fortress, no stronghold. But we will do what we may. The men are as prepared as could be achieved in the time available to us. You and Hallis have seen to that, and perhaps I in my small way. I think their chances of survival are reasonable.
Hallis, looking up from his flask of brandy. Any place is the goodest place for a fort. Wow. Rocks. Tall trees. You could make a defense of any place with the right morale and the right people. We have provided both. Any enemy that shows up shall find a strong, unyielding force.
Their courage I do not doubt. I just wish that we had had more time.
Yes. Time is a luxury that most cannot afford. But that is the nature of banditry. You don't give people time to prepare. You're able to strike in and strike out and get what you want.
True, these are no warriors we are dealing with. What say you, brother?
I am with you. The resolve of the men of Westerness will not fail this day and the days that come. And you can now see Baranor has not understood what you were saying, Targon. So he and the men of Westerness shall stand by the men of this Middle Earth. We shall help them. We shall show them what true honor can be. And you can see Baranor is with no intention is meaning something else from his time here. You are right, Alice. Yeah, it's like through the words. Like he's he's picking the words not out of intention, but he thinks that you're talking about something completely different, and he's perceiving that. You're right, Alice. Banditry does not afford us much time between skirmishes. But that also means that the bandits do not have much time to plan between skirmishes. They are unaware of our presence. They are unaware that amongst these woodsmen, battle masters have taken their place. They will be surprised in turn. They have already raided and made away with loot. They will be fat, sloppy, overconfident, and underestimate the people of this village. And they will underestimate us. I dare say even we do not reveal ourselves in the manner that we usually do. Till they come close enough for us to see the whites of their eyes. And then we attack, pounce on them.
Argon's musing, when Baranor said about helping the people of this land, his jaw set. Baranor probably didn't notice it though. He looked like he probably didn't agree, but he doesn't make a point of it over it. And at the end, when Baranor's talking about how these bandits are probably ill prepared, Targon says, "It is interesting, is it not, brother, how close these bandits in this land seem to the tales of old of orcs and the servants of the shadow. All malice, no preparation, no honor, no skill. Just anger, malice, violence."
Indeed, brother. And that is why I'm glad you are here by my side. You will be that shining light of honor, truth, justice that this land needs. With Hallis and me by your side, we shall be the example that the people need here. They do not have a paradise like we do. They do not have a Numenor. But we can bring paradise with us. We can show them the way. We can help them redeem themselves. And in that, maybe we can redeem the name of our house. And as you can see, Baranor is completely oblivious to the, to the small facial tics or body language that you're projecting.
Yeah. And probably when he was saying, we can redeem them, Targon may have just very softly muttered under his breath, "Can we?" But again, it would have been lost. These two brothers who've always understood everything the other one was doing, they're starting to get just little misunderstandings creep in. They're not, even when they had differences before, they were always on the same kind of wavelength. They understood each other. They knew what the other one was thinking, and that's just starting to get disrupted, starting to slip. Yeah, it's small things at the moment, but noticeable.
And a part of it is like Baranor, he's like making it larger than life that Targon is to these people, right? And there's that whole tale that he's kind of starting to weave around you. Even and he's not even checked with you if Targon even welcomes it, but he's weaving this tale.
Yeah, Targon doesn't really seek that kind of thing. He wouldn't have minded before, but it seems like probably to Hallis, who's probably a bit more able to see both sides, that Targon's interest in really helping these people seems to have waned. He's still interested in making a name for his house. He's still interested in fighting for Westerness, but his regard for the people of Middle-earth, definitely seems to have slipped. He's kind of going through the motions when it regards protecting them. He seems more interested in protecting Westerness's interests here.
Halius, as he drinks more of his brandy. Yes. Well, I think everybody would be ready. I think we are ready. Perhaps one day we won't have to be ready. What a boring life that would be.
And Targon genuinely smiles this time. He said, "I can remember finding my life in Westerness dull. I stood in one of the towers and looked out over the bay, wanting adventure, wanting to face darkness. Shows how little I understood of what darkness does to a man, how it seeps into their very souls. It does not stand there and fight you face to face. It creeps up on you and hollows you out from within."
Aye.
Now I dream of those towers, that peaceful bay.
Yes. Darkness does have a way of doing that. It is the ultimate test. Especially for us. Numenarians. But it's what makes a man. The ability to overcome it. The ability to find joy after you have overcome it.
Targon nods thoughtfully. He's obviously weighing those words.
Baranor pipes up. It is the sky, my brother. The night sky. It's not the same stars we see. It's not the same stars we saw growing up. Thus this land feels alien. But we spend our time here long enough, and in these stars too, we'll feel like home. Yes, you're right. There is a chill in the air over here that our home did not have. Maybe that's it. But your initial thought is still true. Adventure steals us from everything else. It makes our long lives worth journeying.
Yes, indeed.
Targon
That's it.
Targon looks thoughtful. He looks like he's going to reply to something with Baranor, and then he looks like he's having trouble choosing his words, and instead he looks up to the sky, searching for the familiar light of... Can you see? I'm trying to remember, Bo,
Elbereth.
my Lord of the Rings, my Lord... Yeah, well, I was thinking of Eärendil.
Yeah.
Isn't he kind of
Yeah.
up in the sky?
Yeah, he's a star. Yep.
Yeah. So, Targon goes looking for that light. He's always found it brought him peace. So he stays there for some time, and he sort of lapses into silence and is looking at the skies.
As the night deepens and Targon looks into the sky, Millard the woodsman walks towards you. You can feel hear his heavy boots thudding and creaking on the planks as he makes his way towards you. Off behind him in the gloom, all cloaked in the darkness, you see several other of the woodsmen, something like 2 or perhaps even 3 dozen brave souls who will stand and defend this camp, this, I would say stronghold, but it's not much of that at all. It doesn't have ditches, it doesn't have walls, it only has the small fortifications that you've put up over the last 3 days. He says to you, "They're there, the wounded all tucked away, as protected as we can get them on the boats, covered up, tidied in. I'd say most of them are going to make a full recovery, thanks to you, Targon. Quite the master of herb lore you are. If we ever get a quiet minute, a peaceful night over a mug of ale, I would like you to tell me of such things. I've heard tales of wickedness. I deign I'll never see the bright and shining towers with my own eyes, but even a tale or two from your lips would give me much nourishment."
And Targon nods and says, "Come a more peaceful day, I will be happy to." But something about its expression is still kind of begrudging. Yeah, Millard seems fine, but Targon doesn't appear to enjoy his company.
Millard kind of looks at Targon and let's see here. That's pretty good. He kind of picks up on the subtle hints, the body language, and kind of takes a step back, looking up into the stars. You may sense that he probably is distracted and he pretends to notice something up there, and then he crosses his arms. Well then, my men are ready. They're ready to fight, die if need be to defend their own. Only waiting on you bright lads to direct us to our positions. The sooner this night is over, the better. It's been too quiet. 3 dark, quiet nights. They've never gone this long without a raid.
Well, hopefully something has happened that's in their numbers. But I doubt that. Perhaps they are just fat and happy at the moment, and then craving the trappings of the village here. We'll bring them right to us. But nonetheless, we are here to stand by your side. We will help you defend your own. Life or death as it may be.
Targon nods and says, "Never let it be said that Westernest does not defend its allies. Your work here is valuable to the city, to the Isle of Numenor, and we will defend you." And he starts giving Millard instructions on, where best to place people. He does seem absolutely sincere in his desire to protect this people. He just doesn't appear to particularly trust them. Not that they've done anything to earn that, but there's a definite air of that.
And I'll let you guys roleplay this, but in the gloom, the men with their pockmarked swords and their spears that maybe have too short of a haft, or perhaps the wood is slightly rotten, but it's all they have. They are directed to the positions for their would-be ambush over the night. They take directions the best they can, but more than one of you can tell that they are scared. There is a quiver on the lip. There is a waver in the voice. One young boy, who couldn't be more than 16 years old, seems to cling too tightly to his father as you go into the night.
Yeah, Hollis would definitely make the rounds, trying to brighten the spirits and prepare them for what's to come. But more importantly, to brighten their spirits, because scared souls make for quick work.
Can you give me an enhearten roll, and we'll see how that goes for you? Success. So you come up near the boy with his father, and he's kind of shaking a little bit, and he kind of looks to you to give him advice. What do you say to him?
So Alice, as he approaches and sees the young lad, a brave soul you are. How old must you be? You look to be but 15.
You are a smart man. I just had my 15th summer. Hopefully I'll have many more. Oh, this night draws deep, and there are bats about, and dark things in the woods, not to mention the bandits.
Yes. Well, these fears will definitely harden you. It's good to have them. It's even better to overcome them. Fun. If you fear something, it certainly has a hold of you and a power over you. You must face it and be brave. Much like you're doing now. You're being brave. But always keep that fear. It lets you know when something is amiss. It lets you know when you're over your head. But more importantly, it gives you something to look back on when you need to be brave. Whereas this might be the strongest test of your will that you have ever seen in your life. And the next one, you'll be able to come back to this day and this night after our victory against these bandits. And remember, you've done it before. Many men have come and done it before. Not everybody makes it, but that is not what should hold you back. What should hold you back is that this is yours, your land, your village. Protecting it is a duty and an honor. And if one must fall tonight, there is no better way to fall. But that is a true test of being brave, is to know that when you look up and you see the sky, it makes it a wonderful night. Whether you win, lose, live, die, it's still a wonderful night. And you'll be able to tell all your friends about it.
I don't have many friends, Hallis. But friends I do have, I'll certainly tell them this tale. Well into my old years. Yes. I think I'll steel myself. Harden my nerve, Hallis. No bandit will get past me. My mother is one of the wounded, stowed upon your boat. No one will get past her, not while I live. No one will get past this hard steel. It's not as fine as your sword, but it'll do the trick, I imagine.
Aye, it looks better than the weapon I had when I was your age. Around the time of my first encounter with Betel. But just remember that your mother is with you. The spear is part of her. Use it to get her vengeance. It should do you well. Learn it. You'll have an improved weapon over time. You get older. Go on adventures. Meet new friends.
Well, that's an encouraging thought. Now, where do you want us?
You kind of look over and scan the area, kind of figure out the best place for the lad. Well, I do say that you and your father should come, stand as last defense. If anybody breaks through, you should be able to make quick work of them. You kind of point towards away from the main battlement, the first stage of it, knowing that they're a little, the boy being a little scared and dad might be a little distracted by the boy. He wants them back so they can feel a little safer and embolden their spirit as they see the bandits fall.
Baranor, you were kind of in charge of this ambush strategy. How are you positioning everybody? And I'll let you kind of roleplay that, and then we'll get started with the action.
So, Baranor's assumption is that these raiders are not expecting any resistance. So they're going to come through the main, whatever is the main thoroughfare for this little village. So he would position the available men such that they're in between the huts, like the alleyways in between the huts, in the shadows, crouched down on either side, so that it's like a trap. Let the raiders come into the village, and then basically flank them on either sides and pounce on them. So he's going to put the villagers in between the huts, right? So it's almost like, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I totally envision it. So
yeah,
like you're
and then
you want them to kind of walk down this way, through here,
Yep.
and you guys have
Through
the
here.
alleyways.
Yeah, exactly. And what he would do is he would tell Hallis, I want you at the very end of the street, just standing by yourself. Be the bait.
I could be good bait.
Targon and myself will be over here in this area, hiding. once the raiders come in, we shall shut the door behind them. It's basically a box.
And Targon smiles at his brother and says, I think of it more as hammer and anvil, my brother, and gives him a wink.
Indeed, indeed, Targon. We shall be the hammers that break them on the anvil that is Alice. And then
Targon clasps forearms with Alice and nods to him as he goes to take up his position. Sorry.
Yep. And Baranor kind of raises his voice. Remember. Courage, brothers. Do not stumble. Though thy path be dark as night, there is a star up there to guide those who are humble. Trust in your fellow man and do the right. The road may be long and dreary and its end far out of our sight, but we shall still foot it bravely. Strong or weary, we shall still foot it bravely. Trust in the star above this night.
And Targon mutters something under his breath about having faith in the Lords of the West, not in these men. But it's very under his breath, and with all the noise, Baron probably doesn't hear it.
Say something. Say something.
And then,
No.
yeah, Targon then goes and busies himself. One of the other things he's prepared is he got a load of, because we're near a river. He's got a load of the women and children and the old folks to get buckets of water, as many buckets as they can. They're filled with water. 'Cause it's an easy tactic to set fire to the village. So he wants them prepared so that if any fire breaks out, it's them that will be the fire crews, and the warriors won't be distracted.
And the night deepens, and you hear worried murmurs that turn into frantic whispers, and then everything goes quiet. You can hear Millard the woodsman breathing in the night. You can hear the other woodsman breathing. One behind you, Baranor, kind of removes his helmet, wipes his brow, and you turn, he's just drenched in sweat. This is certainly not anything they have experienced before. His face seems almost drained of blood in the pale silver moonlight, and he replaces his helmet and takes a swallow, and you can see his Adam's apple move up and down. He grips his sword, and you can tell that his knuckles are white. He's gripping the thing as if his very life seems to rely upon it. All three of you give me awareness.
Targon, by the way, will be whispering the two lines he knows of the Elven hymn to Elbereth. He only knows the first two lines, but he's saying them over and over.
That's enough. Baranor, we'll just say you're the first to hear it. You hear voices speaking lowly, almost in a guttural tongue. Although it's certainly human, it's not a tongue that you have ever heard before. It seems strange and far off. And you also hear the creaking of wagons as wooden wheels hit the cobblestones of the village. And over towards this direction, you kind of see creeping out of the woods, first on the dirt path, and then setting their first foot upon cobblestones, a few dozen, perhaps more even, men wearing rotted leather armor and cloaks about their neck. They are bent over in the moonlight, traveling more slowly, and behind them, one of them is pulling a wagon that is seems mostly empty, although there is a canvas or some sort of material covering a bulky load of lumber. Is it gold? Is it treasure? Is it the dead? Who knows, but they have something as they creep and crawl into the night. Closer and closer until they get to about here. One of them turns to his left and he looks down the street. You see is a figure standing in the night. That would have been Hollis, right? He was the bait.
Yep.
Yep.
You kind of see this figure bend over and go to hide behind this post, and he raises his hand up and says something in this strange language, and the creeping of the wagon stops. And then this man, this particular man, he kind of, I'll put you guys over here, I'll put him here. The spatial stuff really doesn't matter in this system. This is just for storytelling purposes. But then this man, he kind of raises his head and in the common tongue kind of yells down to Hollis. Hello there, friend. Returning from the wood camps is all. What might you be doing up so late at night? Felling trees, cutting timber, as hard work, merry work, happy work, but hard nonetheless. You should get rest, for your muscles and sinews need to recharge for the days ahead. And word is, bandits be about in these woods.
Hollis standing there, hearing him. Ah, hello, friend. True indeed, bandits beat about. I am well rested, for I am here, standing between you and this village. What are your intentions? You say you're just returning. I did not hear of anybody out. So what say you? What is your business?
He walks closer and closer to you, and you can see now in this pale moonlight that his facial features, are obviously not of someone of Inetwaith. In fact, you can't quite place it in the dark. They seem odd, strange. And you see that his cloak is concealing some sort of weapon. You don't know quite what. And he says to you, Are you the constable? Ah, nay, it is more likely that your ears do not hear every rumor that leaves this small village, this lumber mill. Off to bed, you. Me and my troop are heading into town. If you do not leave, well, I have something to say about it. And now from behind him, you can see the couple dozen other men kind of come into the light as they feel quite confident in their ability to take you on. Off with you now. Run like the curs of old. We will take what is ours.
Hollis lets out a smile and lowers his hood. Ah, you must have mistaken me from somebody else. For I, Hollis, has no fear of you, does not run like a dog, but attacks like a wolf. Can I use awe to instill some fear into them?
Sure. Yep. I don't know what the rule is about that, but I will remove one of his hate points, actually, if he succeeds.
Alright. And he'll draw a sword. I do intend to fully stand between you and this village. And I do intend to let you get closer. As close as you want. For the men of Westerness is no fear from those that seek banditry to the lower folk. Wow.
And an eye.
Yeah. They're not afraid of me at all.
I want to give him another hate.
There's a lot of them in one guy.
It's
I
a
guess
win.
that's all right.
So he's in
It's a win-win situation.
He is enheartened because he has all of his thugs behind him, right? And so he says, "Well, then I'll crack your head open right here and there. Men, take this place. This is the last time we're going to be here. Leave none alive and nothing standing. Nothing that's not bolted to the ground won't be on our wagons." And he runs towards you, his hand kind of going up, and he has this big spiked club, and he brings it up into the air. What are you guys doing?
Are they all of them on the thoroughfare?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so once they are, Baranor is, going to step out like I'm your Huckleberry, and Alice, you seem to have some trouble, and with that, Baranor starts running towards these people with his sword fully drawn, swiftly.
Targon.
And Targon, as soon as he sees that, Targon just draws his sword, and a glint of moonlight shines off it as he does so, and he holds it aloft, and ignoring the fact he's just fighting bandits, he sees this as a more significant combat in his mind. So he yells out, "Phenumenor, death to the shadow!" and runs in behind Baranor.
And you even hear Millard's voice kind of raised into the air. "For the men of the Guathlo! Send these bandits back from whence they came! Men, attack!" The great cheer kind of goes up, and then they all just spill out into the main drag there, and battle is joined. Let's see here. There. All right. So, you guys are all matched up right here. But if you guys remember from the last session, you get a free ambush, and for the battle you are what we say inspired. Okay, so hope points are worth double. I think that's what we found out that was. Nice. When a ambush happens, I'm gonna pull up the I'm gonna show this. Basically, what will happen is you will get your volley, and then you get a free attack, and they don't even get to respond. Then you get another. Then the combat actually starts, which is nice. So you might even be able to just finish them all off in 1 or 2 rounds. So we'll see. All right, now I'm going to try to create encounter, and I'm going to try to add you guys all to the encounter. Let me see if that works. Nope. Toggle combat state.
There you go.
There we go. So, opening volley. You guys are up. So the way it will work is we just got to kind of stumble through these interface things, and actually it will go much faster than on Roll20 because the interface is pretty slick here once you guys get used to it. So for the volley, everybody is automatically in a rearward stance for the opening volley phase, right? And so it doesn't matter what order you guys go in. We can just go from left to right if that's fine with you guys. Or if you guys don't want to do a volley and you want to go straight into melee range, that's fine too. So you let me know. Do you guys all have bows?
Yeah. I don't.
I think Targon will just be charging in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Hallis is gonna do.
Baranor?
Yeah, that's what even Baranor is going to do,
Okay,
just
so
charge.
we will just skip that. I'm gonna click opening volley. And then I'm gonna do begin combat. Okay, good. Now, it says round 1. Now what everybody does is select their stance. And in order to do that, simply right-click your token, and on the left side you're going to see 4 stance icons. Rearward is bow range. Defensive is what sounds like defensive. Open is happy medium, and close makes it very easy for you to hit them, but it also makes it very easy for them to hit you. So, and it always, oh, see how it sorts it and everything? This is so slick, man. Are you going to be rearward, Baranor, or open? Since you said you were doing melee.
Yeah, I'm thinking. No, it's either open or forward. Let's start with open.
Alice, he's going forward. You're first, my boy. So, what you need to do is click your guy you're attacking and hit T. That will target him, and then you can roll your attack.
All right. Hollis, not shy to the thought of battle, rushes in two-handed, his sword here, and smiles all the way into battle. I shall use a hope dice.
Or use a hope. You guys have 3 hope points in the fellowship pool for this session too. Remember to replete yourselves. Okay.
Dolph.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you hit him. He needs to make a protection roll. Let me see if it does it automatically if I just click on the text. Only 5 damage though.
Yeah, you can click on the text.
Oh man, it's nice. Oh!
Ooh.
Wounded. I'm going to change his state to wounded. I think wounded, you know what wounded is for an NPC, my boys. Wounded is dead. So tell me what it looks like as you kill this first bandit who comes up into you.
Yeah, Hollis, failing to persuade him to turn away, engages in combat. As they run up, Hollis taking a forward stance, kind of lets the bandit get the lead in so he can find his opening, deflects a couple blows, and goes in for a quick stab right in the throat, left it unguarded, and he kicked the body off his sword as it falls, and looked to his friends. Ah, they are weak. They should be very easy.
Next is Baranor.
Will speaks. So Baranor or Targon?
Baranor.
Okay. Cool. So Baranor says, "The anvil speaks." Now it's the hammer's turn to respond. He goes after Harsul. So I've clicked T on the token, and just click on the long two-handed sword, right, in the sheet.
Yep.
I'm going to use a hope die. So
It counts as to make sure you click inspired.
wait, yeah, click inspired, and then but leave the bonus penalty dice as is, right? Oh, I click inspired. Wait, I just click on hope point bonus die. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Inspired hope point bonus die. Roll.
Oh.
No.
Aye.
So basically, Baranor, being inspired by what Hallis has done, goes into attack Harsul, but as he does so, he is a little too eager to make a single killing blow, and Heartful can see that. It's very clear it's not a subtle move of the double-handed sword. So he can clearly see that it's coming in for a killing blow, but without enough speed and momentum, and he sidesteps it. And Baranor just basically ends up planting his sword into the ground, which is looks like an extremely rookie mistake, as if Baranor this is the first time Baranor is ever fighting in his life.
Targon.
Okay, Targon is a little more cautious than his brother, but he is eager to prove himself against... He seems to be equating these people with servants of the shadow. Right, so that was hope point, bonus die, and inspired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that. Roll. Okay. 22.
Very nice.
Oh, you didn't roll,
Okay.
you didn't roll your weapon, did you? You just did your swords?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I?
Yeah.
If I click on sword this time, we can... click on inbred. Sorry.
If it's not a success, we can still keep your success and just roll the damage.
Wait, you have to click
Yeah.
on the sword or on the weapon?
On the
The weapon.
weapon. It's hard for me to see. Let me look down. Yeah, so whatever your weapon is, like sword, bow.
Okay. You don't click on the combat proficiency itself.
No.
No,
Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
yours missed anyway.
I'm
so
clicking
it
on
doesn't
this, and
matter.
it says I need to select one and only one token to attack, and then
Yeah,
I click
you
on
didn't
inbred.
You have to click inbred.
Oh, I just need to do it from the
You had to hit T.
Hit T.
E. Sorry. Oh, you did say.
The teacher's pet is failing.
There we go. Now. Okay. So I'll roll that again. I better not do the bonus die again. But okay.
For some reason, it didn't do any of your damage or anything. Still.
Because he wore a sword again.
No, I didn't. No, this time I got all the stuff with...
No.
This was sword rather than swords. Yeah, this is the right
Hang
thing.
Are you,
on.
are you clicking your weapon?
Yeah.
Let me try it. Let me try it for his character real quick. I knew this would happen. It's fine. This is their first combat. T.
And it showed me different stuff, and it was saying, like, add 6 to damage and everything, so it was...
Sword. Okay. Not wearing. Blah blah. I'm just going to roll it.
Wow.
Failure. I'm gonna do one that actually hits. Hang on a second. Try to find one that actually hits. That's not gonna hit. That's not gonna hit. You suck for soldier.
I say the dice don't like me.
Getting the bad ones out of the
The
way.
dice were like... The dice were loving for a minute there.
Yeah. I mean, let's get Bo
There
to
we
roll
go.
for me.
So this one
Keep swinging.
This one is giving you options. There's that secondary menu that comes up, and you can do heavy blow or whatever. Submit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought that was just information. I didn't realize I had to select stuff. Got it.
So you did a great success. Well, so why don't you just use this one when you actually rolled it? You did roll a great
Cool.
success. So you would do 10 damage to him. That's fine.
Very much.
He only has 8 endurance. I think that's going to get him. That kills him.
Excellent.
I think he lucked out. I think he lucked out on that roll, though.
I think so. Yeah, because that was my second roll, so I think you're generous there. But thank you. Yeah, so Targon kind of rushes out and then slows abruptly when he reaches his first opponent. And as the bandit kind of is sizing him up, he acts like he's going to make a swift, aggressive blow like his brother did. But instead it's a feint, and he slips under it, and he just runs the guy through, very much like Callus did, and then throws the body to the ground, calling out loudly for those around to hear. Thus perish all servants of the shadow. For the west.
Only one still alive is Harsul, right? So Harsul gets to target Baranor. See if his stuff works. Cudgel. Why is his not rolling? Bear with me. Select one token to attack. Okay. I'll select Baranor. Why isn't it rolling up?
You get the Micro Titan?
Hmm?
That says Micro Titan. Macro.
I don't know. Like when I did it with like an orc NPC, it worked. Hang on, let me bring up orc NPC. So if I click him and hit that target, scimitar. That one's not working either. Oh well.
Are they in the combat?
Harsul is, the
Oh,
orc,
that's-
the orc isn't, but I don't know if it should necessarily matter.
Do they have to take a stance?
No, because it's based on maybe it should be based on their target, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Combat state. There's the combat state. Let's remove that guy, remove this guy. Are you still targeting Harsul, Baranor?
Yeah, should I not target him?
I just want to see. I
let
want
me
to see
try.
if it makes a difference. I want to see. It might not.
Yeah, I untargeted him. Try now.
It might not make a difference. Well, that works. Did I miss? Yeah. Trying to figure out why. I mean,
So I shouldn't target it. Like I should remove my target once
yeah.
once
I guess
you
it
are
just seems tedious.
once I'm done.
It seems tedious, but
That's fine. Not a big deal. That's fine.
okay. Yeah. So, he like him and Baranor are in this melee. There are woodsmen and these marauders kind of all throughout the streets as they poured out of the alleys, and he definitely escapes Baranor's blow and presses his own advantage, but somebody pushes him in the back right before he's able to hit Baranor, and instead he just kind of runs into him. "Ah, out of my way, men! You should flee now into the river if you know what's good for you." Alright, and I'm going to try... I'm just going to bring out 2 more for you guys, so we can go through this a few more times. These foot pads are the equivalent of D&D. Would you fight like when you're level 1? Goblins.
Oh,
Giant rats.
yeah,
Rats.
rats.
Okay. All right. So.
Kobolds. No, kobolds a little higher.
Yeah, kobolds could be dangerous.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's got that
And so I'm
devious.
going to go like this, and now it's round 2. Okay. That's our first round of 2E combat. It'll get that will actually get very fast.
Yay.
That will get very fast. Well, once we know what we're doing, I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice.
Yeah.
There's also all the we're just doing basic stuff today, but there are a bunch of other actions you can take during combat too, which are nice. So, all right, back to the top stances.
I'm still going to be in open.
Harless, of course, is gonna keep going forward. What he's doing is trying to work his way to the young lad he talked to make sure he's all right, fighting people on the way there.
All right, Hallis, you're up.
All right.
Going forward. Targon's going forward.
Follow me to victory. Yeah, he'll keep going. He's keeping an eye out for the young lad and sees a ruffian footpad step in his way and tries to make quick work of him.
You can also bring your weapon down to your macro bore. Whoa!
I forgot we were inspired.
Extraordinary success. Didn't hit edge though. Nope.
It says I get special success
Yep.
usage here.
Yep.
Heavy blow, add 5 damage, add 5 damage.
Oh.
Pick Fandor. Yeah, we'll go with 5 damage. And then we'll go with,
That kills him.
nice. Yeah, so as he steps forward, the footpad makes the mistake of walking in front of him as he's looking for the young lad. Hollis doesn't toy with him. He just kind of grabs him and shoves the sword through his chest, up through the rib cage, and pulls him off.
Targon.
Okay. Targon's gained some confidence and he presses the attack and goes straight in on the next man. And just need to target him. And we're inspired. Right.
Yes, we gotta use the hope die.
We've already used our hope, haven't we?
No, you got hope for yourself too.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hope.
darn.
Pool of hope.
Sorry. Okay, let me do that again. I will...
Sorry, we just
Used.
roll until you hit, that's all.
That's it. Yeah, sorry. Bo, is it okay if I... Again, I should have said. I mean, you're only the GM. I mean, what does it matter what you think? I mean, is it okay if I do it again?
Yeah. Go for it.
Thank you very much. Hey. Okay, 4 damage.
It's 4. I'm gonna see if it applies it to the right guy. Damage 4. Apply. Deals 4 damage. Oh yeah, if you right click it. If you right click it, it lets me even automatically apply damages. Oh, so sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, this is going to be really nice once we get going. Alright, Baranor, you're in open still.
Do this. I'm still inspired, right?
Oh yeah, the whole battle.
Yep. And I'm going to use a hope and roll.
That is a
Oh,
great
nice.
success.
And I can do a heavy blow. Heavy blow. And submit.
Doesn't matter, I don't even need to make the protection. Because if I apply damages, he's dead. What does that look like?
It was a mistake to come to this village. It was a mistake to raid it. And alas, you pay it with your life. And with that, Baranor, he does a twirl of his sword, picks it up and brings it right across this person's chest from a left to right, slashing, and almost cleaves him in half.
Blood splatters across your face. And the man on Targon starts to press his attack. There's still a lot of these footpads around, and man, you hear a rough voice from the back. Men! Men! The torches! Fire arrows! The torches! But this dude attacks Targon. Let me see if it works here. He's going to use a hate point. Yes. He's going to use a hate point, which will give him a bonus die. Is that a miss? That is a failure. That's a miss. So he whiffs. Whiffs at Targon. And back to the top. Now you guys can move and finish him off if you'd like.
Yeah, Hollis would be ahead too far. Still looking for the lad. Making sure he's still staying safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The night you guys see men kind of going to the that wagon, and they emerge with torches and they start to run towards all the buildings. And you even see a arrow whistle through the night and land on one of the thatched roofs, and one of the roofs go up in flame. You're searching around for that little boy. Give me a scan. Give me a scan test there, Hollis.
Thank God for inspiration and bonus dice.
You don't.
That do nothing.
You don't see him. You don't see him, but he actually is running into one of the buildings that's on fire. Mama! Mama! Targon. Fire buckets.
Okay, so Targon's yelling for people to throw, the people with buckets to head towards where you can see the fire is before it spreads. And he's kind of this time round he's a little bit more businesslike, but still very aggressive. I'm just going to stick. I'm not going to use another hope.
That's a success.
Still got a success.
Did you get 4?
4. Yeah.
Apply damages, and you can see what happened to that bar, right? What does it look like as you finish him off?
So yeah, this time Targon doesn't even try anything subtle. The guy lifts up a sword to parry, and Targon just takes hold of his sword with 2 hands, ignoring his shield, and just batters down the guy's parry with 1 blow, and then hits him again as hard as he can in the side of the neck with the other one, half decapitates him. The guy falls in a spurt of blood, and Targon pulls his sword free with what is almost a snarl.
As that happens, you kind of look above you, and that arrow has hit one of the thatched roofs. And indeed, a lot of the bystanders they have almost all of the buildings immediately put out. But you see that one building is on fire, and you are stricken with fear as from inside, all hear voices, "Sister! Sister! Mother! No! No! No!" And you see that boy kind of run out of the building. He has what looks to be a swaddled figure that's burning in his hands, and he kind of falls down upon the deck. And emerging from the smoke and the ash and the shadows is a larger figure, and he has with him, what does he have? He has a sword in his right hand, and he kind of looks at himself. "Ha ha ha! You should have run when you had the chance." And all of you give me a valor test as you are lit by these flames, and you see this burning child, and the boy is not yet burning, but he might catch fire soon unless he is saved.
A valor test.
Valor.
Whereabouts is Valor?
On your character sheet,
Oh.
heroic stature.
Okay, got it. I have True-Hearted. Does that give me anything here?
What does that mean?
I have to look at page 69.
That's one of my distinctive features. I don't know what it actually does. Oh, page, yeah, okay. I won't worry this time.
I don't think it does.
It is not there.
Okay, I'm going to use another hope point. So they deduct automatically when I use the...
Yep.
Okay, and we're still inspired, right?
What's that? I'm sorry.
We're still
Oh, yeah.
inspired,
Oh, yeah.
so I assume, yeah.
Targon.
Oh,
Targon.
no.
Targon. Shadow point. Baranor.
Another one.
Baranor. No shadow point. This is good. The brothers are growing apart.
Another shadow.
Hallis.
Oh. That's not right.
Great success. So you're the only one that's a shadow point. What are all three of you doing?
Hollis, so the boy seems to be alright. He's just petting out his baby, sister, I
Flames
imagine.
are starting to spread up the sleeves of his tunic.
Yeah, Hollis is actually going to rush over to the boy to snuff out the flames on the both of them. Distracting himself away from the ruffian chief.
You do that, he kind of like, "No, my little brother, he's gone." You look down, and like this child's face is like blistered and charred. It's caught on fire, and the boy lays the thing down, and the boy tries to bat you away, Hallis. "Get away from me! Get away from you! If you had never come here, this would not have happened."
Hollis kind of staring down in disbelief, seeing the baby. He's gonna try to encourage the lad to pick up the spear and fight the chief. Get your revenge.
What? What? Give me an ill-favored in heart and roll.
All right. How do I do ill-favored here? Best, worst, right?
Worst.
Yeah. And then, so this goes. Yes, use all the hope points.
Success. And
So Hallis, hearing the kid scream at him, he's gonna pick up the spear. This is the test. And you hand it to him. Fight on. Avenge those you lost. Mourn for them afterwards.
And he grabs a spear, his knuckles white. You can see the fire reflected in his tearful eyes, and he stands. For the great law, he says, and he runs towards the Enedwaith chief. But Targon and Baranor are alone against him right now.
Yeah. Targon points his sword at him. It's becoming clear to the others that Targon's got a kind of really distorted picture of all this, and he points his sword at this guy who, you know, for all the doubtless darkness in his soul, is just a bandit chief. But that's not how Targon sees it, and he points his sword at the man and says, "You, cursed scion of a cursed bloodline, face me, face us, face your death.
He kind of
It comes to all those of your kind."
he kind of turns towards the two of you and says, "It will not be my death that I'm facing. It's yours. Even now, see how your people cower. When I smite the two of you, they will run into these woods like frightened fawns."
That they may, but we are of the blood of Westerness. You face a foe beyond your knowledge. And Targon's going to Targon's just going to charge him.
Yeah, you can go first if you want. Well, you guys need to
Yeah.
pick your stances.
Yep.
So probably forward for you.
There's only one for this.
Baranor.
Baranor is gonna go. He sees Targon. He hears what Targon has said. "I am with you, brother." Come on. Oh, sorry. Wrong person.
To the world's end, brother.
Oh, everybody!
To the world's end.
Everybody forward. Okay. Hollis doesn't go this round. Baranor or Targon, you guys can pick who goes first.
Targon.
Thank you. I'll give it a go. I'm hoping I've still got hope. Still have hope for now. Okay, so I'm going to target this guy, and sword, and hope, and inspired. Roll.
Burn it through that hope.
Oh,
Burn it through that hope
Yeah.
like it's your job. Oh,
Uh,
Targon the Tall, you're
heavy-
miserable now.
and I'm going to heavy blow. Targon's been on the verge of misery for a while. It makes sense.
Make yourself miserable. I'll do it for you.
You're the GM. It's your job. Make everyone miserable.
You did 10 damage. Let's apply that.
And he needs to make a
Doesn't
protection
have a lot.
roll as well.
Let's make protection.
Hey, wait! Before you do miserable, you should give yourself 1 hope point back.
Yep, you can do that.
No. That's
Oh.
because the first time you used hope, that was from the 3 hope dice, the 3 hope pool that we had.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
that.
So when you put
Thank
hope
you.
on your rolls, it automatically pulls from your sheet. It doesn't consider the initial pool that you have outside of
Oh.
the sheet. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
well,
much.
there's a
Yes.
fellowship pool. You guys can use at any time among the three of you. You can give yourself.
So we just
yeah, you
kinda
can like. It doesn't matter when you get them, I guess. You can give them back at mid-session or whenever.
So I've taken miserable off, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's not okay by my book, but fine.
Yeah. Hey, it's only temporary. I'll get it back.
The chief is going to use 1 point of hate for his protection roll. I think he dies if he misses this. Protected. Good on him. All right, Baranor, you're up. Oh my. Tell me what it looks like as you nearly cut down the chief. He's going to be, for story purposes, mortally wounded, not immediately dead, if that's okay with you.
I think you're muted, X.
You're right. Sorry. Thanks. So Baranor hears what Targon said to the chief. He kind of raises an eyebrow at those words. But he sees what the chief has wrought on this village. He has heard the little child cry. You are what is wrong with this land, and you shall be purged, and you shall be made an example of. And what Baranor does is that he, as he sees the chief, like kind of protect, like kind of bash off Targon's attack. He uses that moment where the chief has kind of extended his hands, and in 2 quick successions, he basically, chops off his 2 arms, and the hands just fall. No longer will your fell deeds be carried out. Kneel and die like the wretch you are.
Well spoken, brother.
And whack, whack, blood spilling out. Ah, he says in common, my arms! He falls to the ground, kneeling. The little boy with the spear is on your left, Baranor. You should kill him. Kill him here. Look among us, he is the last one standing. Kill him now. Chief says, no, no! Don't kill me. Oh, mercy. Mercy. If you are of Westerness, you are a noble folk. Please. I can tell you much of what you need to know. Only spare me your wrath.
Baranor is going to get a chance to act, but he can see that Targon's face is twisting into a snarl, so he can probably tell what's going to be coming from Targon.
Yeah, Baranor is kind of he's done the act, but he's kind of standing there a little senseless. For he cannot believe what he has done. It's almost as if, like, the hate in Targon's words almost infected Baranor to do an act. Like, in his mind, he knows that he could have attacked in a more merciful manner, but he chose among the various attacks to do it in such a brutal fashion, and he's about to lift his sword, and he just stops, giving Targon that moment.
And Targon steps forward, and unwise as this no doubt is, he says to the chief, "No mercy for servants of the shadow. No mercy for the enemy." And he just runs him straight through the throat with his sword.
That will be Shadow Point.
That seems fair.
It'd be more if it was like, really unprovoked, but he was a bad dude.
Yeah, this we just seen this guy kill kids, so yeah.
The sword bursts through the back of his cervical spine, bone and gristle spraying out the back end of it. Remove the blades. And he slumps over. A dark crimson pool of life force leaking out of his throat onto the ground. Some of the blood moves closer to the fire and starts to smoke. The rest of the townspeople kind of are up in arms, and you can and the woodsmen say, "Get the last house, the thatched hamlet, the thatched hamlet!" And very quickly, thanks to Targon's, it's almost like you knew I had this slide. And the men and women quickly put out that burning building, and now it's smoking, and the scene is one of steam and smoke rising into the air. There certainly is no small number of dead woodmen, but the number of dead marauders is complete. They are dead to a man. The last one standing was this Chief Tarsal. He died, you not knowing his name.
His name should be forgotten. Targon doesn't really assist much with putting out the flames in the building. He sits down on a rock at the edge of the battle and cleans his weapon, and he's kind of watching what's happening, but he's kind of staring through it. He's got a bit of a 1,000-yard stare, and he looks grim and brooding. And if any of the villagers try and approach him, one look at his face sends them away.
Baranor and Hollis.
Yeah, I was waiting for Hollis, but okay. Baranor, he kind of sees what Targon has done, and he's still standing there for a moment with his sword raised. He's confused, relieved, ashamed. All these emotions are washing over him, and then he kind of snaps out of it when he hears the people screaming to douse out the last thatched hut, and he kind of runs. He sheathes his sword and runs towards that place, helping them to try and put out that fire.
Hollis, seeing Targon make the killing blow on the kid, encouraging it, and would approach Targon and you have the right of it. The chief did not deserve to live. Don't let the ill feeling get to you. You only done what many of would have done.
You mistake me, Hallis. I thank you for your kind words, but it is not my deeds that weigh heavily on me. It is the shadow that lies on this land that allows men like this to inflict such harm. Perhaps the shadow lies on all of these people that... such evil. And his words sound almost despairing, but he looks angry. And you see he's looked again and again at the sad, swaddled bundle lying on the ground near them, with the mourning boy next to it.
Yes. This land does have chateau. Perhaps it's the reason we have seeked adventure in their land. To help get rid of the chateau, maybe. Or we only bring good where we go. Even if it's tempered by those who do great evil and those who die innocently.
I never saw much in bloodlines before, Alice. The old stories tell of the strength in some bloodlines and the weakness in others. There are so many in this land whose forefathers knelt to the shadow. I cannot help but see it, see the traits, the mark on them to this day. I miss Westerness more with every passing moment. The chance to redeem the fortunes of our house keeps me here. Else I would return on the ships to the Shining Isle. I will suffer through this for our house, for the future of my family and Baranor's. And I'm glad that we have such a steadfast companion as you at our side, Hallis. I saw the bravery when you stood there and faced those men. They outnumbered you, yet you stood and almost laughed in their face. I am glad to have you at my side.
I'm only brave because I have my companions with me. I have no fear. With the two of you at my side, standing down armies is nothing when you know your friends are next to you. For you all say the same fate. Victory or death. But, yes, I am proud to have you all with me as well. Do not let it get to you. Look towards the sky, for we are on a path of a calling.
Targon looks up, but it doesn't seem to give him the peace that it did earlier this evening. It seems like he's kind of, something's really, these events, not just something, it's pretty obvious what it is, but these events have just kind of tipped him over a little bit, and he's just full of anger that he doesn't know what to do with. And he says to Hallis, victory or death. Thank you, my friend. The air here chokes me. The ash, the soot, the heat. I'll take a walk in the woods. Try to clear these dark thoughts from my mind.
I
And
understand.
plus forearms with Hallis and makes to go.
Yeah, Alice would grasp his forearm and hand him his flask of brandy. This should maybe help take the edge off a little bit.
Targon's never been much of a one for brandy, but this time he takes it with gratitude. Holds it up and nods to Hallis. Says, a friend indeed. Thank you. And heads off into the woods.
Yeah, when he heads off in the woods, Hollis would turn and help the village continue put out fires and find the wounded.
I'm gonna try to drag and drop something in, just see what happens for some reason. Failed network error, whatever. Nope. Targon, as you start to walk through the woods, you find yourself passing that wagon kind of on your left that they kind of brought into town, no doubt to carry off all of their plunder. That canvas has been pulled back. You can see likely where there were a bunch of torches and that sort of thing that were laying in the wagon that are gone. But then you also see kind of glinting in the moonlight, the fire flickering on it. Lots of valuables, golden things. And also several kind of insignias and styles of clothing and other such that you certainly don't recognize and seems to you from some far off land.
Interesting. This mystery actually kind of snaps Targon out of himself for a minute. He stops, looks down, and as he kind of rifles through it with one hand, and with the other hand he kind of unstoppers Hallis's flask and takes a big swig of brandy and then restoppers it. And then he says, "Oh, Hallis, what do you make of this? These raiders, well, they have spoils from other places that you might expect. But this is a mystery. Come see." And he calls out because he can't see Baranor, but he knows he'll be somewhere about, probably helping with the fire. And he calls out, "Baranor, come and see this."
Yeah, Hollis would turn to make his way and look for Baranor and give another shout in case he didn't hear his brother.
Baranor at this point has put out the fire and hears Targon call out to him, and he rushes towards where Targon and Hallis are.
Wow. Reappearing and disappearing cart. What kind of witchery is this?
Looking for
Devilry.
a cart PNG.
Some sorcery of the ancient world.
This is quite the discovery, Targon.
Yes. And to think I was interested in what was in the wagon.
Yeah, the wagon itself is it's the wagon of holding is what they call it.
Wagon of holding. I see. Oh, there's the wagon of holding.
The blink wagon of holding.
So as you look into that, why don't you all you guys kind of give me a lore roll. Still inspired. If you only burn more hope.
Automatic failure. Holy shit.
Automatic failure because he's
Miserable.
is he miserable now?
Yep. I am.
'Cause he
Yep.
used another hope.
No, because
I
you
got
took the shadow
an
point,
extra
right?
shadow.
Oh yes.
I get the
yes.
extra shadow.
Seeing
Yeah.
as we has a success there, I'll save my hope points.
Automatic success. So you why don't you roll 1d6 there? Just roll 1d6, Alice.
No, me, right?
Yeah, Baranor.
Baranor, sorry. So 3. So we're just going to do first quote unquote horde. I know it's not a horde, but it's the treasure rules. So this as you uncover this thing, there are belongings and clothing and other sorts of things that seem to be from some far off land and certainly valuable. So each of you, if you choose to, would get 3 points of treasure to add to your character sheet. But then also, as you look through it, Hallis, let me roll on the table that I made. Let's see if this works. There you go. Ooh. You reach down and pull something that's glinting red in the firelight, a necklace, and kind of hold it up to the fire. And you look at it, and it's this necklace, very expertly made, but made of a black. It might not be iron, but it kind of looks like iron. But the workmanship is so intricate. It's very unlikely it could be actually iron. And then it has, like in the middle of it, a wolf's head, kind of with a ruby kind of implanted in the forehead of the wolf. That's kind of just glinting in the night. Still muted.
Wait, me or Hallis?
You.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said
Hallis.
Hallis.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Oh,
was whoever
Hallis?
did the lore. Oh, that's Baranor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baranor.
I'm sorry, I said
Ah.
that's my bad.
Yeah.
So
Zephyr, were you talking? Because you got muted again.
yeah, Baranor, not knowing what it is, but seeing that it gives off a gleam and a shine of something regal, looks to Targon. Here, Targon, memento, a commemoration of our first adventure together. Keep this, wear it. May this bring you the success you desire and deserve. May this help you bring back the honor to our family.
Baranor knows normally something like that would make Targon proud. It would remind him of his resolve to, particularly coming from his brother that he's so close to. It would normally remind him of their driving quest. In this case, he just takes another swig from Hallis's flask and says, "This has the blood of innocence on it, brother. I want no part of it. I thank you for the kindness of your gesture, but I cannot." And instead, he was kind of examining these insignia and stuff, and he just says, "Everything just tainted," and he just throws the tarpaulin, aside, probably exposing more of the cut, and just stalks off into the night.
And as you stalk off, Baranor is standing there like with his right arm outstretched, made into a fist, and this medallion hanging from there, kind of giving you this forlorn look of like, huh? Well, well, your heart may be heavy tonight now, brother, but maybe the morning will refresh it. Till then, I shall wear it in your name, and when you're ready for it, you shall pick it up. And with that, Baranor takes it and puts it around his neck.
I'll make an item later to add that to your sheet. But that actually, yeah, you very much like to have that around your neck. You feel extremely wise when you put it on. And I don't know if you're a wise man at baseline or a smart man, but you feel like your tongue is gilded with silver. And it's pleasant, certainly pleasant to wear. It is a item that has a blessing to both lure and persuade, but it's cursed. You get 2 shadow points.
Ooh.
2 shadow points.
Nice.
Join me, brother.
And lore gives you an automatic blessing is +2 success. So I'm going to roll it again on this table as you kind of look through what else is in this wagon. Let me see. This is going to go to you as well. Let me roll on this table.
So this, I'll just add it to my temporary shadow, right?
Yes,
so make
yeah, temporary.
I already have 3 shadows, so make it
Yep.
5 now. Okay. Here comes the misery.
You kind of look through it and you find like a leather-bound a book, a journal of sort. Take it or leave it. But
yeah, I'll keep the journal to read it.
And this one's going to be for Hallis. This last one. There's only one item left. Engraved box of strange herbs and spices. You kind of look down through the wagon. There's very intricate designs. So why don't we test out that lore blessing? Give me a lore and give yourself 2 extra success die.
Oh, me? Okay, I'll give you a lore.
2 extra, very nice.
So lore, I click on lore and do bonus of 2 die. Okay, so I'm not going to click inspire just to see how it rolls with the bonus 2 die on lore. Great success.
So you kind of looking down at Hallis as he picks up this like little tiny This looks like a little box, that you would have like salt and pepper in and spices and that sort of thing. There are some engravings and motifs on it that normally you wouldn't know this, but oddly, you're like, oh, obviously. That's from far, 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 far to the east and south. There are rumors of kingdoms that lay in shadow there, and strange beasts, strange men and customs and that sort of thing. But even in your wildest dreams, you'd never dream of traveling there or seeing anything there or even meeting anyone from there. So to your mind, this is just quite strange these people would have this. Of course, you killed them all. You don't get to talk to them.
Keep it close, Hallis, for it is a unique box with unique contents. It has traveled far, far from its original owner. May it bring you success and adventure.
Hollis kind of shakes it. If you say so, I don't know what this reads, but apparently you do. So thank you for your insight on that. And he'll tuck it into a satchel.
The mood is mournful, but at the same time, you feel as if a great weight has been lifted from the lumber camp. Some men have lost their lives, and even some that were too young to die have passed away. But every hard thing that one puts themselves through has a silver lining, and the silver lining is this, that these people need not be afraid anymore. And I'll let you guys kind of role play what you do over the next few days as you probably carry on with the plan, return with the wounded and the lumber and that sort of thing, and return to Vignalande, back down to Guathlo. If that's what you want, it's up to you. I'll let you role play it.
Baranor, like, kind of, for the first time since he's ever known, he's keeping a distance from Targon. The next day after the adrenaline has died down, the fires have become embers. He's had a chance to recollect all that happened in battle, and he just can't seem to get the image of his brother executing the chief, the bandit chief. Though he deserved it, he just can't get over the fact that his brother did it. And he then can't get over the fact that he let his brother do it while he could have done it himself and spared his brother from that act. And he cannot understand why he paused, why he was confused in that moment of battle, what stayed his hand, why the word mercy shouted by that miserable being cut through all his defenses and made him pause. So he's kind of feeling a mixture of shame of letting his brother do the act, but then also anguish that his brother actually did the act. And so he's kind of keeping his distance. He's helping out in the village, trying to help them at least repatch some of the roofs, while the others are helping load the logs. But he's not made any decision as to what is next.
Targon's spirits remain low. He seems to view the him of a couple of weeks ago as this just hopelessly naive child who didn't understand what evil there was in this land. It's there's some truth to it, but it's largely a narrative of his own forging. But he's really got up in his own thoughts, and he's not really sharing it with his friends. He still does his duty, he does all his jobs, but his spirits remain low and his thoughts remain dark.
Hollis, feeling a bit down due to the seeing the young infant burn to a crisp, would check up on the young lad, make sure his father was all right and his mother, perhaps wounded, is doing better, and even try to find time to find a better weapon than a rotted spear to give to the lad to practice with. But not noticing he notices but doesn't notice the brothers growing a bit distanced. But he also hopes that as time moves on, it will go away. Doesn't say much to either of them about it, but does not shy away from talking to both of them.
Anything else?
Not from me.
Not from me.
If nothing else, then we'll call that a day. Thanks for playing.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for playing. Or we want to do. That will lead us in to our first fellowship phase, the beginning of the next session. And I'm going to give you guys double points for this one.
Thank you.
So what have I been given? Three and three, so you guys get 6 and 6.
What?
6 skill points, 6 adventure points.
Oh, nice.
Nice, thank you very much.
I've never had somebody become miserable so quick. I don't think in the other
and
game
then
I ever
make someone else
I
miserable.
don't think I ever had anybody become miserable in the other game. Can you remember Zypher? I don't remember. I think
No.
it's you guys are, which is good. You still have 2 hope points, I think, to spend amongst your party.
No, I think you said 3 at the beginning, and we just used it all at the beginning of the
Okay.
battle. Each
Okay.
one of us used
Okay,
one
that's
each.
fine.
Yeah.
No, I think we're miserable because we've also been using hope
Oh yeah.
quite
Yep.
a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
I think in
my
game,
case, I'm picking up quite a lot of shadow as well.
yeah, there's that. Like we picked up a shadow. We picked up a couple of shadow early on, and also in the other game, I think we hoarded hope a lot.
During fellowship phase, all players recover a number of hope points equal to their heart score.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'll be right as rain then.
I think you can do a fellowship undertaking even to cleanse shadow as well, if I remember. I don't know if that's changed.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that because there's that 5 shadow is not
Yeah,
good.
so
I need to reduce that.
So you're always going to have 2 while you're wearing that necklace. That
Correct.
wolf's head. You know what that stands for, right?
Yep.
I wish you would have talked to that.
He makes him so wise.
He's wise. Cool. I love it. All right. Well, it was a short session, and as promised, I think I might just go to bed. Got a doubleheader baseball game tomorrow.
Well, thanks for running.
Yes,
Pleasure,
yes.
Leah.
Nothing like
Yeah, man. Thanks.